Across Ohio, scores of vacant yet important historic buildings are being given a second lease on life thanks to the Historic Preservation Tax Credit incentive. Restoration of these historic assets is not cheap, easy, or quick, but the outcomes are truly transformational for communities both small and large. In 1976, the United States government created the Federal Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program to financially incentivize the restoration and renovation of our downtowns and curb the demolition of historic buildings. The credit allows developers to earn up to a 20% tax credit on eligible improvement expenses. Developers who use the credit follow the Secretary of the Interior standards for rehabilitation.
The foundation embarked on a project called Van Wert Forward that to date has invested around $47 million into a phase 1 and phase 2 project. 19% of that comes from historic tax credits, 7% being state, 12% being federal tax credits. One of the very first things we did when we were looking at doing a project is making sure that we had a historic district in place that would allow us to pursue those resources. Otherwise, there would be no project.
Since its inception, over 49,000 historic buildings have utilized the historic tax credit for improvements, generating over 2.5 million jobs and leveraging over $131.7 billion in private investment. Ohio ranks second among all states for federal historic tax credit work.
We had so many spaces that just weren't used. You came to what you wanted to and there was nothing else. And now you may stumble upon something you wouldn't even realize because you came to do one thing and then something grabbed your attention. And next thing you know, you're here and enjoying the experience.
I appreciate, the investment that's been made, then so people like me can then come in after they have remodeled it, kind of put my stamp and my, brand on it, and then that kind of took some of that burden off of me.
I love historical buildings. I needed to have a space that felt comfortable and welcoming and inviting because that is absolutely what I do as an interior designer. So yeah, I wanted a building that had some character. I did not want just, a square space.
The transformation means the world to me, to my family. I want them to embrace the downtown. I want them to enjoy the memories that I had as a small child. And I also want them to be able to come downtown when they get a little bit older and go to the coffee shop, the ice cream shop, and just make memories with their friends like I had when I was a child.
In 2007, Heritage Ohio was instrumental in helping the state create its own Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program. The state tax credit provides up to 25% of qualified rehabilitation expenditures incurred during a rehabilitation project. It is the most important financial incentive in the state for converting vacant and underutilized properties into vibrant spaces.
We wouldn't have been able to do the projects that we've embarked on without the historic tax credits. Maybe smaller one-off buildings, but when we're thinking larger scale and large buildings and trying to do residential, it just wouldn't work.
Interested in learning more about how preservation tax credits can help your project? Call Heritage Ohio today or visit heritageohio.org.